Aborigines had lived in Australia successfully for 40,000 to 60,000 years before white settlers arrived in 1788. They would probably have kept living this way if it wasn't for events that were happening thousands of kilometres in Britain. Britain chose Australia because there were not enough prison cells in Britain to keep the convicts in. They did this because they could not send their convicts to America. They had to send them somewhere, so they decided to send them to Australia. The British had no concern for the local indigenous population. They declared the new colony Terra Nobody's Land and took the land in the name of the British Crown. The relationship between the settlers and Aborigines became hostile when Aboriginal people realized that the colonizers would seriously disturb their lives. The Aborigines fought back with their primitive weapons. When the convicts landed in Australia, they brought epidemic disease such as chickenpox, smallpox, influenza, and measles. All these killed many people between 1788 and 1900. The Aboriginal population was reduced by 90%. In the early 1800s, no standard for education exists. In the countryside, schools were a small one-room schoolhouse, usually donated by a local farmer. There were no paid teachers. By the 1830s, the government started paid teachers and built schoolhouses. Classes were up to 100 students, and most learning was by rote. School was not compulsory until 1870. Working conditions in Australia were harsh and dangerous. Most people worked 10-hour days and 6 days weeks for very low pay. Workers were too scared to complain for fear of losing their job. There were no sick leave, workers' compensation, and superannuation. Many workers were injured by faulty machinery and lack of safety equipment. Trade unions began to appear in Australia in 1860 and 1870. They were extremely successful in negotiating for their members, especially during the gold rush, when labour was scarce. Several non-European races had a difficult time in Australia. Afghans were brought out to Australia to look after camels, which carted supplies of materials where horses and oxen could not go. Between 1860 to the early 1900s, these Afghan cameleers and the camel became the backbone of the Afghan economy. They experienced a lot of racism and anger. During the 1880s and 1890s, Japanese migrants worked as crew and divers in the pearling industry in Northern America. Many worked for no money to repay the debt in coming to Australia. The gold rushes in the 1850s brought large numbers of Chinese men into Victoria. European gold miners did not like the Chinese because they were not Christian and had unfamiliar ways. Before 1901, Australia did not exist as a nation. It was a collection of 6 British colonies, which were partly self-governing. This was a very efficient system when it came to trade, defense, and immigration. The colonies were united by a fear of invasion by Asian countries. In 1889, the British recommended that federal or centralized defense force be established. Federation took place on January 1, 1901. Australia adopted a constitution based on the Westminster system. Australia was governed by 2 houses of Parliament: the House of Representatives, the lower house, and the Senate, the upper house.
Created using Powtoon.